move on to talking about lighting or rendering, I just want to make sure that you have a solid understanding of what I mean when I talk about grouping and hierarchies. So I've been maybe mentioning those terms without really explaining it. So what I've done is in my outliner here, I've got an example of what a cleaned up hierarchy would look like, so that when you actually get around to animating, things are a little bit easier to work with. So we have a group node called car group, and that is what we can use to move our entire scene hierarchy, which is basically individual nodes that are parented to another node. So we have a front and rear group with you can see I messed up by not having moved my center pivot to the location where it's equal distance between the two grouped objects. So if I try to rotate these wheels, you would see this sort of thing happening, which is not desired behavior. So I just need to select the group and select center pivot, which is up here on my shelf. So now when I select the group node for the rear axle and I rotate it, they're rotating in place. And same goes for the front axle. And you can animate both together by shift selecting each group. Now there's other ways to handle that as well, but that's the very simplest way, is I could just grab them together and rotate them. However, if I turn the wheels, you get the rear wheels turning as well. So rotation should be handled separately. And if you need to translate, when we get into talking about animation, you'll animate on the top group node, because we want to move everything, consistently without anything being left behind. So basically, in Maya, you have a parent-child relationship to everything. Basically, if I unparent this from this group, and I move it back to the top node, and then I rotate the group node, it only has one child. If I move this item out, it's not going to affect anything in its group node anymore. If I parent the wheel to the other wheel, and you can do that just by dragging it on top of it, oops, I parented the car body. Another way to do it is Control, click, and then click P. P for parent. So now this wheel is a child of this wheel. So if I select this group 6 for cylinder 5, it's selecting that one as well, and it's going to rotate and along the parent's origin. So not desired behavior. So we want it parented to the group node. So that's it in a nutshell. You'll get into deeper discussions with when you get into animating in the engine as well. most engines have node parenting relationships. So just wanted to talk to you about that.